So now we're gonna transition a little bit. We're gonna talk about our build up to finding love, to finding each other. So, of course, like all of us, we've been in relationships that ended. You know, we all had, not we all, but you know, we all can relate or have seen relationships that didn't work out. So after carrying on a 3-year relationship, I finally just deaded it. Like cold turkey. And sometimes you have the cold turkey things in life. So I had the cold turkey that 3-year relationship before meeting Chibuchi. I had to find myself. I really had to find myself. Who am I? What I want, what I stand for, what I believe in, you know, my morals, my ethics. You know, I'm big on protecting myself. There's so much influence out here. You can easily be persuaded to do this and that for $1 or for attention or for anything that don't really matter to yourself. So I know what I stand for. I have to really lay it out. Really have to write it out. I really have to affirm it. And a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of lessons got me to that point of discovering myself. 3 YouTube channels I really followed was Walter Hampton II. He's a gay male out there in Atlanta, Georgia. And then Miss Faye World. She's out there on YouTube as well. She's an older lady giving relationship advice. And then, of course, Kendra G Show. I actually watched that because I wanted to see what's out there. What are people saying? You know, what is the pool out there? You know, what's available? Really, I was using my social work brain, my therapist brain to analyze people, like to really think about people's mindset. You know, mindset is very important. So I was using that show for entertainment and to really analyze and be a therapist in my head. I wouldn't write comments or anything, but I was just analyzing and being entertained. I found myself. I discovered myself. I figured out what I wanted. I wanted a man who knew what he wanted and where he wanted to go and what he wanted out of a woman. I actually seen people on the Kendra Show say, hey, I just want a female. They didn't care what it was. Just give me a body. And that's just bare minimum, right? So you gotta really know what you want, and that's what I had to do. Discover myself and know what I wanted. So that's what I did. And then when you do that, the law of attraction will occur and your mate will come to you. And that's what happened. I was watching the Kendra G Show. I was watching a replay. It was like for one day. And I was watching the full live. And then I saw Victor, Prince Victor Chibuchi, come up there. And I saw his interview and he was spitting his game. And he was describing the women that he want, down to the characteristics, the height, the shape, the mindset. You know, he was really bold, really confident. He knew what he wanted. The questions Kendra asked, he had an answer to. You know, that's very important. Like, come on, we all watch this show, right? We know the questions that are coming. At least have an answer prepared. So he was just really confident. He had a good answer for it. And I could just see that, he sparked my interest pretty much. So usually when somebody, whether female or male, I find them interesting, I just go to their media that they share with us on the Kendra G Show. So I went to Chibuchi's Instagram page, and of course he was private. And if you know IG, if their page is private, you got to request to see what's going on. So I requested, and I just requested and left it alone, and he accepted quickly and he messaged me quickly. I didn't even get to see what was inside his page, which it was really nothing. It was 3 posts. So he started to message me. We started messaging on May 20th, 2023. We got on FaceTime the same day, and it's been on and popping ever since May 20th, 2023. We've been talking since that day. To this moment, every day, like haven't skipped a day. So that's how I met Chibuchi, okay? I met him through the Kendra G Show, and I reached out on Instagram, and then he responded to me. So I like to think that Chibuchi found me, because he did. I couldn't see nothing. I sent the request. I pressed the doorbell. He opened the door.
And I reached out. You didn't reach out. I
right.
reached out. You just have to request, because my Instagram page is a private account, so you have to request.
Exactly. So baby messaged me first, and we've been on and popping ever since. We've been down ever since. So that's my build up to finding love. I had to find myself. I had to let go of the past, let go of dead weight. I had to find myself, know what I wanted, and I had to let my love come to me. That's what I did. And it took a lot of self-discovery. So if I would have to sum it up, it would be self-discovery.
Yeah.
That's how I found my love.
What made me decide that I'm ready for love was, as a young growing man, you feel like, oh, you still got time. You want to explore life. You want to do a lot of things. Like, you want to play games. You want to do that. You want to, like, these are people's decisions. But I realized that I'm not available for those kind of decisions because I wanted something for myself. Not just something. I wanted something so exceptional. I wanted something so unique. But I realized that what I wanted, I have to be prepared for what I wanted. So what made me think that, I need to find love, I need to put myself out there just to get the very best and better person that's gonna fit in my life and the future that I've always craved to be in. I did that. And on a Sunday, no, that was on a Saturday. On a Saturday morning, I woke up from sleep. I started following the Kendra G Show, I think a week before I went on the show, and drugs the fact that I never rehearsed, the questions, the answer, like I'm not the social media type of person. That's like a flaw to me. So when I did the whole of that, I was like, oh, I have to get on this show. I have to put myself out there. Someone could love me for who I am and for what I'm about to be, because I know whatever thing that was having in life, it requires a process. And one thing you have to understand is your own process might not be the process of someone else. So I understand my own process, that I have to put myself out there so that God destined person that's gonna fit in what I want and the future I've always got for myself is definitely gonna find me. I wasn't just indoors, waiting for this person to come knock on my door and all that. No, I do put myself out there. So I never realized that all this is gonna happen so soon. I woke up one morning, I requested on the live, and automatically Kendra accepted me, because sometimes I hear people talking on the show, oh, I've been trying to get on the show for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 years. But when it comes to mine, it was just a request that I sent. And when I sent it didn't take Kendra 3 minutes to accept the request. And when I went on the show, I put myself out there. It was my first time, going on the show where we have thousands of foreign and international women, watching at you, where you're expressing what you want for yourself, the kind of woman you would choose to be with the rest of your life and all that. And naturally, this is not just, who I am. Like, naturally, this is like an imbued qualities right inside of me. I'm confident, I'm bold, I'm so expressive, I'm so outspoken. And when it comes to me expressing myself in an English language, like, I'm so fluently, in expressing myself. So I did put out myself out there. I know what I wanted in a woman, and that's why I refuse to be available to be played by someone or to play with someone, because I know I'm not an object of fun, So I did choose that as a challenge to me, and I did put myself out there on the Kendra G Show, and I said what I wanted. And so surprisingly, I got a request from HondaHarleyGurl. Though there were countless of requests. When I mean countless of requests, there were more than 100 requests from that show after I went on the show, But when I got, a request from HondaHarleyGurl, I clicked on a picture. I saw she was a black woman. She loves biking. She loves a bike and all that. I was like, okay, maybe I could just reach out to her. Like, I never had any serious thought on my head at that moment when I hit up her. So I reached out to her, and she responded, and we started testing. So guess what? From that moment we started testing. I was like, oh, I think maybe I could have a call with you. And she was like, okay, you could have a call with me. And we went on FaceTime. It was a video call, like she was seeing me, and the person she was seeing on the profile picture was the other person she was talking to on FaceTime. And she was like, oh, this is real, and we went on a conversation for a couple of hours for the first time. I think that was, more than 4 hours or 5 hours. And we went on that show. And after we talking and all that, you were like, okay, let's see how it goes. Let's see how the process go. And we started the process. Guess what? From that very moment, I reached out to HondaHarleyGurl. To this very moment, I'm expressing how much I'm really deep into her. We have been on a constant and a healthy communication. It takes a whole lot to be a positive-minded person, and I did whatever it takes to remain that kind of positive-minded person, because I know definitely we're gonna get it done. So look at us here today. We're out here. We have our own YouTube channel. We get to meet, our first time, get to meet ourselves after a couple of months that we've been talking over countless hours. Oh my God, you all need to see the way I'm always in a DM, I'm always in a call list. Like, I'm a favorite, I call it to. No one calls HondaHarleyGurl the way I calls her. That's for sure. HondaHarleyGurl talks to me much more than she talks to her mother, she talks to her father, she talks to her sister. I'm just a free person, like she just used, in communicating with. And that's because I literally created that atmosphere from her. Right from the very onset, we started talking. To this very moment, I'm expressing how much I feel for her. I know this is like a long story, but I'm taking my time to break it down so you all can know how I was so bold and confident and so much prepared, to put myself out there to get what I wanted. One thing you have to realize in life is you gotta know what you want. I see some people coming on that show, they be like, oh, I want a man, I want a woman, and all. This is not just all about the physical looks and all that. Love and relationship, it has to do with the mindset, it has to do with the heart, it has to do with the body and all that. But you have to know what you want then. So I did put myself out there, I didn't know what I wanted, and right now, as I'm speaking to you all, I think God gave me more than what I wanted. And I'm so grateful, and I appreciate God for this very moment of my life. Thank you all.